Hello there, I'm Jonathan Kydd. That was a revelation, I admit it. I thought we'd be taken to the cleaners. We weren't. We bossed it versus the European champions. I'm talking about the Super Cup on Wednesday against the Scousers, which we lost on penalties after finishing at 2-2 after extra time. Utterly different performance from the chaos of the second half versus Man U. Inspirational, in fact, has lain down a marker for Super Frank and the team. All the players who disappointed on Sunday played out of their skin. Zuma, who I doubted so much if he had a future at the Bridge, was immaculate. Pedro, who I'd suggested was like a falling apart toy bunny, didn't misplace a pass and was a brilliant non-stop passing presence, beating players, everything, and didn't get caught in possession or give the ball away. Much more disciplined. Pulisic looks the real deal, supplying the great slotted pass for our first goal and had a goal ruled out for offside, which he took brilliantly. Giroud, who started, took the goal superbly, left foot first time into the corner. Looked a really mobile handful, which is rare last year. Mount similarly scored a cracker low into the right-hand corner from the edge of the area, but he was just offside. Mount really looks the real deal. Dave wasn't the struggling shadow of his former self he'd been on last Sunday, but the shadow of Reece James still looms. Ross Barkley, I'm not convinced he's going to get in the side. He may be warming the bench a lot this season. Still gets caught in possession despite his shooting instinct. Emerson looked much more part of the unit. Kepa was outstanding, did a quite remarkable double save in the second half from a deflection. Then a close-up rebound by Van Dijk. Shades of Jim Montgomery for Sunderland in the 1973 Cup final. I think you may have to Google it. He deflected the ball onto the bar from Peter Lorimer's effort, Leeds versus Sunderland 1973. Jorginho and Kovacic were great. Kovacic buzzes in his new role, not restricted by Jorginho plays divine passes liberated by Conte, who was world class. I mean, his performance was magnificent and cemented the team wonderfully. What Super Frank wants to do, the pace he wants to play at, the speed of attack needs N'Golo as the cement. But N'Golo still gets forward and links up plays, not completely the defensive midfielder many people would like him to be, but his position, not pushing so far forwards as under Sarri, allows Jorginho and Kovacic the room to express themselves. Kovacic looking a completely different player. Jorginho, as I said before, the real deal like Mount. And when N'Golo does go forward, Kovacic fills in. Some of his runs were inspirational. Interestingly, Mount came on for Pulisic. He seems to be playing as a winger rather than in midfield, and he's a very good, busy, skillful player in that position. Tomori came on for the injured Christensen, who'd been excellent and looked really good. Frank had him at Derby, and he's clearly going to play a big part. He was, of course, a mainstay of the UEFA Youth League and the FA Youth Cup winning sides in 2015 and 2016. Duyut being given a chance, good on the transfer ban. And Billy Gilmore, the 18-year-old Scots prodigy, was on the bench. These are exciting times. So, it all went down to the penalty shootout. Previously, Tammy had come on for the bearded one and got a penalty because Adrian, the ex-West Ham keeper making his debut because Alisson is injured, brought him down slightly dubiously. Didn't seem to be much contact there, but the female ref, and I shouldn't really have to make the distinction, as she and her all-female team were excellent. As you'd expect, you don't get to ref a final unless you're top banana, do you really? Ruled in favour of Tammy to make it 2-2. Jorginho took a fantastic penalty, just fainting and then into the corner. The extra time was a bit of a knackered affair for both sides, but we still created chances and were quite frankly the better side. Super Frank's tactics look progressive and well thought out. Every player needs to be at the peak of his fitness to make this work. Apparently Batshuayi has been told to improve his fitness before he has a chance of getting into the team. But he's not off anywhere on loan. He's one of the three strikers. But it's clear he's not going to be first or even second choice. It's between Beardo and Tammy. Tammy gets in great positions but needs to score. He will also need not to be affected by the penalty miss. He was the fifth penalty taker and scuffed his shot. What was ridiculous was that replays after showed that Adrian had come off his line. VAR was being used and had been applied to both offside goals. But in this instance, this transgression was ignored. The problem